Hi, this is Tim Grant with Business Solution Providers. MrPeasy couldn't be here today, but he asked me to show you all around the forecasting function under procurement. So today we're going to be talking about how to forecast the materials that you need for products that you want to do in the future. So to get there, we're going to go to procurement and under the tab for forecasting. To start, we're going to create a new forecast, and you can give this any name you want. I prefer to do a date or sample or test or something like that so that I know when I did it and if I need to come back to it. So we'll do 40321. You should normally choose which sites that you're going to use, usually a specific site. You can use all sites, but I'll come back to that in a minute. There are restrictions when you try to do it globally. So for the first one, we're going to take Rochester. Now you have another decision to make here. In determining the calculations that I need for how many materials that I need, should I consider the items that I have in stock right now in order to produce what I want to in the future? Now, if I wasn't planning on doing any purchase orders, but I wanted to know, say, do I have enough on hand to create the current demand, then I might consider my available parts. But normally forecasts are used for sometime in the future. Say, for example, next month I want to produce 25 units and I want to do my calculations based off of that and not the materials I have on hand right now, because that could change quite a bit between now and then. So in that case, I'm going to ignore my available parts. So here you can select your goods that you're going to be producing. And let's say we're going to do our wooden tables. And I'm going to do 25 of them. Now this date field is very important because the way MRPeasy is set up by default, you have what's called forward scheduling, meaning the system is going to look at all of your purchase orders and all of your manufacturing orders and look to see when is the earliest possible date that we can start this manufacturing run and finish our goods by a certain date. There's also the ability to turn on what's called backward scheduling, which is what I have on in this sample edition. Is from with that turned on, the backward scheduling, I can tell the system, okay, I have a date where the client needs an order by, or I just want to have enough on stock by a certain date. So what I'm doing is I'm asking the system to look backwards. If I have to have everything done by April 30th in this case, look at the manufacturing orders, find out what I'm short of, and then look at the lead times on my purchase orders to tell me when is the latest possible date that I can start this manufacturing run and still make it in time. So that's what really makes this a very useful tool. If you're a plant manager or a manufacturing production supervisor and you're trying to calculate when materials need to be there and how you're going to meet your demand, your finished goods production by a certain date, this tool will tell you how. So in this case, we're going to do 25 wooden tables and we need them done by April 30th. So I come over here and the next step is to click the calculate materials and timing. Now this is really kind of beautiful because what this is telling me is in order for me to have my materials done by April 30th, my manufacturing order has to start by at least April 29th. Then down below, it breaks out for me all of the materials, my legs, my tabletops, my varnish, and when I need to place a purchase order for these items, what is the latest possible date? So this tells me April 23rd is the last date that I can possibly order these, the last uh, possible date that I can send this off to my vendor and get the items in time based on their lead time. So you see here, these delivery dates for these materials, April 29th, are on the same date that my manufacturing order is planned to start. So very tightly controlled as to getting the materials in time to do the production run. And then the other benefits from this are that I can choose which vendors that I need to place orders for. Maybe I have a purchase order already coming in. Maybe I'm planning to place a larger order. I can do that from this screen, and I can choose and create all of those purchase orders at the same time. I can also create my manufacturing order for those items directly from here. And voila, my purchase orders are created, my manufacturing order is created. So one last thing before we close on this is you notice that I did select Rochester here. I can also select a global location. Say I select all sites. Now I can do the same thing here. I can select my products, select my table, and tell it how many. But you see, when I do my calculate materials and timing, it doesn't give me the option to create my manufacturing orders or my purchase orders because it needs to know specifically which site that these are going to. So this is more for information only so that you can see the materials you're going to need overall globally, but not at a specific site. Okay. And remember that these forecasts are just estimates. You can save them, come back later, add changes, and modify the products as you need them, along with the dates, or simply delete them and start over. The only thing that's permanent from the forecasts are the manufacturing orders and purchase orders that you create from them. So that's how you do forecasts. As you can see, they'll all show up here in the lists, and you can edit them from the right. And you may have noticed that you can also do a PDF or Excel and send them out to and work with them from there. I find forecasting is mostly intended for make-to-stock businesses. With make-to-order businesses, you can go ahead and create the manufacturing order and have it scheduled, and then that way it will push through automatically all of the components that are needed for that production run, and those will show up on the requirements page in your production section. So that's about it. Thank you very much. Again, I'm Tim Grant with Business Solution Providers. Please contact us at businesssp.com or 415-800-3578 if you would like a scheduled demo of MRPeasy. Thank you.